Hi, Terri Levine, the Business Growth Guru, back with you. We were talking at one point about evaluating your business, and I gave you some of the formulas and some of the methods that are out there. And there's about 5 different variations of the income approach. So I thought today I would just go a little bit more in depth because the income approach is the one that has come across my plate in selling my own businesses mostly, and has come across my clients as the most frequent kind. So again, out of the ones I taught you last time, the income approach to me is the indicator that you'll probably want to focus on. It's used, I believe, more than any other indicator. But what I didn't go into last time is that there are 5 different methods of evaluating the financials. And again, I want to say this every single time and make sure that you get it. I'm not a business evaluator. I understand how to evaluate businesses because I've sold them and helped my clients sell them. But basically, valuation of your business is determining what your current sales are, how many people convert to actually paying clients or paying customers or contracts or whatever. What are the earnings now? What is the marketplace doing? So what should the earnings be in the future? So what they're really looking at is the dollar value of what you're bringing in, because they want to know that they can get a similar dollar value after they buy your company. So when a business valuer comes in, they look at the different ways to evaluate your business, and if they're doing it based on earnings, and I'm sharing the earnings in more depth with you because that's what I see most of all. Oh, what some people ask me, what's earnings? Earnings is always going to be pre-tax they look at, after tax, they look at pre-tax, after tax, and they look at discretionary income, and so discretionary income, and of course they also look at cash flow. Cash flow is very important. They'll look at all of those. Regardless of who's evaluating your business, they'll always look at that. And then they'll come in and they'll kind of, use a dollar formula or some kind of a conversion factor based upon this information. So when you're doing your tracking on a regular basis or on a weekly basis, it would be good for you to also track these numbers. They'll come in, as I told you in an earlier video, with a multiplier. And the multiplier is the key to how they figure out what they're going to pay you. In every business and every industry, it's different, but it is how they come up with their number of what they value the business at. And that's how they'll come in, basically, is by looking at your business, looking at the factors that I just shared with you, and then saying, okay, using that, plugging it into our formula, your business is valued at X. So the formula derives the actual indicator of what they believe your business is truly valued at today. Not what has it done in the past or what might it do in the future, but today in this market or this economy. Think of it as your house, right? Your house perhaps could have been $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 before this recession, and maybe now it's $250,000 or whatever it may be. They come in with formulas just like that to look at what you are really valued at today in this market and this economy. If you are going to sell your business, I actually advocate that you get a business broker. There's business brokers and appraisers, that you get a couple of them in. And you have them evaluate your business so you can derive some kind of a dollar indication and you'll know what your business is worth. Did this for one of my clients who wanted to sell her business approximately 6 years ago. And it just showed up that her business wasn't valued at near what she wanted to get out of it. And she was really upset. And I said, no, it's a good thing. Because now that you know that, you know what kind of income you need to work on, what kind of cash and discretionary earnings you have to have and you have to put aside. So take that as great information that you have these business appraisers come in and evaluate your business. Take that wonderful sign that now you can sit down and you can take a good hard look at what information in your business was lacking, and improve that information so that the next time you do want to sell your business, it'll be more at the range you want to sell it for. And 3 years later, she went back, worked real hard in her business, and went back one of the same business valuators in and two others. They evaluated her assets, they evaluated her income, her discretionary earnings, et cetera, and it was a much, much more positive number. Also, the likeliness of her business transactions continuing to repeat over and over again, she now had a longer track record. So they saw that, yes, her business every single year was bringing in approximately 1.2 million. It was every single year. So when they're determining and they're sort of averaging and they're doing all their financial stuff, she had a much more positive reception because she'd been around longer and she had even more statistics. So I want you to keep records of not only your most recent years, but all of your years. Now, when they come in and they evaluate your business, they will tell you that your most recent year to them is most important. That is most indicative to them of the kinds of numbers that they would expect you to be doing on a regular, ongoing basis. So if you were doing $1 million 5 years ago and now you're doing $300,000, that's not a good time to sell your business. The best time to sell your business is when you've had several years, consistent years, where you've had really good earnings back to back. Because when they look at those and they pair them up, they'll see that you are able to have consistent earnings. So I'm going to recommend that at some point you do talk to a business valuator. You have someone come in, take a look, and have your numbers ready. Have everything that we discussed, your pre-tax earnings, your salary, your discretionary income, whatever interest expenses you have, just everything. Have all your financials ready and your depreciation if you have equipment, etc. And get ready to see what kind of valuation you have, so you will know what you need to do to be closer towards the number. So go ahead on a search engine, look through business evaluators or business valuations or business appraisers. There's a lot of them out there. I don't have any particular one to recommend to you. And I think it is worth, as long as you have good financials and you've kept them and you have them, together and ready to go, the next step, I really believe, is to go and talk with someone and get a feel for what multiplier is even used in your industry. Get a feel for what numbers you would need to increase to get a better valuation. We start a business, and at some point we need to end a business, whether we pass it on to our family as a legacy or we go ahead and we sell it. I think it's very important for you to know what the value is. You probably, every once in a while, check on the value of your home. It's time to check on the value of your business. Go ahead, go and do some research, get a business valuator to come in and to give you an idea of how your business sits today.